the media and entertainment industry is an enigma for most of us, and it was for me also because I come from a corporate background. I've been an engineer in an MBA, and having worked in the corporate sector, but the desire to act was always there, and I thought it was the most cushy profession, which makes you do. Gives you limelight, gives you a whole lot of money, and I was not prepared for the kind of storms that the industry had in store for me, and which, of course, in the 2.5 decades that I've been part of this industry, I've just realized that it's one of the toughest professions to be in. And this last 1 year has been uh, testing, not for me only just as an individual actor, but also being the senior joint secretary of CINTA and being India's representative at the Federation of International Actors. Uh, has taught me a whole lot of things, and I'm here to share my experiences as to how A, as an individual, plus B, as an organization, we've been able to address this issue uh, in a way that yes, that the entire country is now speaking about how CINTA handled this crisis. And I guess my corporate experience and my engineering and my MBA was actually so much in handy to handle a crisis which is still affecting all of us. And we all know that the new surge is coming to Mumbai. Uh, the media and entertainment industry has been facing storms since, I guess, its inception, and we all know about the kind of changes that the M&E industry, which actually is still to be recognized as an industry by the government of India, because there are so many ifs and buts attached to it. When we entered the industry, as she mentioned that I was part of India's first daily soap. The concept of the daily soap opera was restricted to the Bold and Beautiful and Santa Barbara and Dynasty and Dallas, etc., which we saw and which we felt was something very unique to the international arena, and everybody looked at the United States of America as this pioneer. And we are all aware of the fact that the US exports armaments as well as media, which is its two biggest exports, and we, India, churn out more content than the US, UK, Canada, France, and Italy put together. But unfortunately, our content is very restricted to the diaspora and people who understand Devanagari related languages, or things that are actually, who people like, family values and stuff. In the last 2.5 decades, as an individual, as well as being a CINTA member, I've realized that, and also the tackling the corona crisis, I've realized that there are so many things that we've learned in this crisis. For example, like Dhaval mentioned, that the top people were working from home, and the people at the bottom and at the bottom end of the pyramid were actually going out front line. The media and entertainment industry cannot function like that. We have to be on a job. You cannot have a shooting which does not require physical proximity between actors, technicians, and people working on the unit. Nobody was actually prepared for this kind of a crisis. We knew that, okay, the corona has happened in China, and my talk is primarily going to be how we as an industry have come together and been able to survive this crisis. And so the viewers and the people who are not aware of how the industry is would understand that it's like the frontline workers. So we, as the foremost and the oldest association of actors, have been able to handle this crisis and also been an example for actor associations worldwide. And they have actually followed the model that CINTA has set up. The point is that it's a very unstructured industry, and whenever there is a recession in the country, or there is a political crisis, or there is a natural calamity, the media and entertainment industry is the first one to either get affected by the storm or also be in the front to tackle the storm. When we talk about the various wars that India as a country has done, or whether it's the floods, or whether it's the drought, or whether it's gathering relief for anything for a social cause, actors, directors, and the media people at the front run. Okay. But very few people understand the kind of storm that goes behind all the glitz and glamour. It's a tough industry because what we are manufacturing is basically celluloid. Everything works on hypothesis, everything works on box office, everything works on numbers. And you're all aware of this new thing which is called the TRP, which is television rating points, which is all dependent on advertising revenue. 19th of March was when the CM of Maharashtra decided that there's going to be no shooting. 16th of March, people had already started taking precautions that yes, we can't have too many people, you have to have social distance, you can't have crowding. and suddenly $1 billion industry suddenly came to an entire standstill. Uh, all the GECs, all these streaming platforms, films that were being shot abroad, different places of India, flights were suddenly going to be shut, and it was a absolute feeling of chaos. And it was not one storm. We were handling storms after storms and after storms, because I'm also a consultant with the Federation of Western India state employees. So not only actors, we were talking about people from the lowest rung of the ladder, which is spot boys, light boys, carpenters, junior artists, dancers, choreographers, makeup artists, lighting assistants, of course, actors, stuntmen, production people, and studio owners, people who supply vanity vans, an industry which is functioning across pan India, where lakhs and lakhs of workers and actors are working together, suddenly shut shop. And there was no way we knew that when is this going to start? When is this crisis actually going to happen? Are we going to be facing another storm? The kind of rumors that were being spread, oh, there's another strain of this virus coming in. This place has got too much of corona. You do this, because there were so many ifs and buts, and people casting aspersions on the kind of, if you do this, this is going to happen. Seniors can't move out of the house, kids can't move out of the house. So this, and people with acting or related activities as their source, I mean, their sole source of livelihood, was suddenly very, very affected. And Cinta was in the middle of the storm. At the same time, we were also facing other crises, like the Sushant Singh Rajput, one of our actors, committed suicide. The Me Too movement had suddenly sprung up again after 2018. So here you had the Me Too movement, you had the Bollywood drug nexus, you had the corona crisis, you had an international lockdown, and workers and actors were dying to get out of Mumbai city and go to their towns. Now the fact is that the television and the web industry, primarily everybody, including big actors, are daily wage workers. It's as to everybody works on a per day, is that what you shoot is what you earn. People with deep pockets were still okay, but 80% of the industry was slowly depleting their coffers. People were, and also there were deaths, there were attempted suicides, because people were, actors and creative people are slightly more hypersensitive. There were attempted suicides. There were people calling the Cinta helpline and saying that we're depressed, we are going through anxiety attacks, we don't know when our source of income is going to come. These four walls are eating, and the Cinta office wasn't working. We were all, as a committee, in total chaos. The producers also didn't know what to do. The broadcasters didn't know what to do. And that's the time when, I guess, we actually got into the crisis management team and, crisis management mode. And we were able to collect funds, rations, in spite of social distancing, in spite of lockdown, in spite of people having gone to their villages, and places like interiors of UP and Bihar and Haryana and Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand, where there was not even internet accessibility. We were able to slowly get people's IFSC codes, get funds, and we started appeals on various platforms. Big actors came forward, Mr. Bachchan and Kalyan Jewelers and Sony Entertainment Television and Netflix, and we started begging, and then there was Hrithik Roshan and Vidya Balan and Farhan Akhtar and Varun Dhawan. Everybody started pulling in, because everybody realized that the industry needs to be saved. This was all right. So we managed to provide about 15 to 20,000 rupees to about 3.5 lakhs of workers and actors and junior level technicians across the nation. Then came the big crisis. While we were trying to tackle this, was the media trials. You're all aware about what happened after Sushant committed suicide, and there were also other actors who committed suicide, and some creative people committed suicide, and some agents committed suicide. And then to handle the media and the Bollywood drug so-called nexus, then it was, so the media was in no way supportive of what we were trying to do. So it was one storm, second storm, third storm, and at the same time, we all knew that television was losing its eyeballs because advertising revenue was going zilch, and it was a time when all the broadcasters also got into crisis management mode. We had to talk to the state governments, the cultural ministry, the labor ministry, the central government, the finance ministry. So it was like A, B, C, D, E, F. It was like about 7 storms together. And I guess because we as actors and people who are frontline workers and people who are on the battlefield and sports people, uh, and the M&E industry is so used to ups and downs, I guess because we've been toughened by the various storms that we've been accustomed to in the past, we've been able to tide over the storm. And I guess we are now reaching a stability period wherein everybody's understood that, and many people from the corporate sector are taking example of the fact as these so-called illiterate and uneducated trade has responded to this crisis. And I guess it's just because creative people are sensitive, well-read, aware, and apart from the fact is that we understand there is a great interpersonal relationship and human understanding that we've been able to tide over this crisis. In conclusion, I just like to say one thing. All of us encounter storms. They could be personal. They could be with the community. They could be with your business. It could do with your industry per se. But I'm very proud to say that the media and entertainment industry is growing. We're becoming more professional. And we are taking cue from other sectors, corporate sectors, healthcare workers, people from the government, people from the army, from the defense forces, that if these people are able to handle crises like this and handle individual storms and a storm which is on a macro level, we should be prepared for this, because this has given us food for thought that now it's Corona. Any other storm can come. But I guess the way the Indian economy, the Indian country, the Indian mindset has been able to handle it, and we as an M&E industry have also set an example by coming forward and contributing to various causes and also setting an example and being the face of this crisis management thing. I'm very proud to say that we've been able to tide with this storm, and I guess we're looking forward to a better future and a better tomorrow. Thank you.